Hello to anybody out there listening. Welcome. There's not really much else I have to say because nobody knows who I am. And I figured, you know what? All those people out there, people who no one really cares about, but people who, people kind of do still care about, they're able to make their podcasts and they talk about whatever the fuck they want. Oh, maybe I shouldn't curse. They talk about anything that they want. And I don't know, I feel like I have a lot to say. And nobody wants to listen. I feel like I talk a lot. And a lot of the times people aren't listening because I talk a lot. And it's because I just keep going and going and going, and people are probably like, when the hell will you shut up? But so this way I can kind of force people into listening. But the only drawback is, for all I know, people have this playing in the background and they're not listening to this at all, and they're just ignoring everything I'm saying. So it's kind of like how my life is now, but better because it's strangers. So on this podcast, I'm going to talk about whatever I want, and that's how it's going to go. So already hit that first point, talk about how people never listen to me, even though they should, because I think I have a lot of good things to say. And that brings me into my next point, or segment, which is my notes app on my phone. That is where I write down all of my good ideas. So I figured to kick off this inaugural, I can't say that, but to kick off this episode, the first one ever, I will look at my notes and talk about them, or some of them, because there's like a lot. So hold on, let me just go into there, see what's up. Oh, here we go. This is perfect. On Monday, today is Wednesday, I wrote, write the first autobiography about someone nobody cares about, what I meant by that was write an autobiography about my life, which is kind of like what I'm doing with this podcast. It's similar, because nobody out there knows who I am / cares, but I'm doing it anyway because I figure it's never been done before. I mean, it is going to be kind of hard to get a fan basis going, or not even a fan, because that sounds weird, but to get people to listen to this, because it's also one of those things, I don't know if I'm going to tell like my family and my friends I'm doing this, because I kind of feel like a freak about it, just talking to myself. But so I don't know how I'm going to go about doing that. So this honestly might just turn into a thing where really nobody cares. Writing an autobiography about someone nobody cares about, like, that's kind of a funny idea. And like, maybe if I sent that off to like a publisher, or I don't know how books really work. I haven't really read that many. They like take care of that. I don't know, the marketing or something. This, I'm kind of just throwing it out there, hoping maybe like the right person listens to it. I don't know who's someone who's really famous. Maybe well, I can't think of any famous people right now, so we'll come back to that. But yeah, so that was my first idea, autobiography about someone nobody cares about. It could be big, because I want to be one of those people. It's like my lifelong dream to be one of those people where everyone's like, it has never been done before, like they are the first person to ever do this. And I don't really know, I don't have many skills, so it's like I don't really know what kind of like how I'll be able to do that unless I literally do something like this. Like how Katy Perry became the most followed person on Twitter, like 100 million followers or something, like the other day. I would have to do something like that. No offense, Katy Perry. But like, yeah, but then I started hearing she bought followers, and it's like, really, girl? You are like pretty famous. You're gonna go and buy followers? Like, I don't even buy followers, and I only have like, I'm not gonna tell you how many followers I have, but it is not a lot. It's not a lot at all. So, maybe that's what I should do. I buy listeners, like bots or whatever they are. I don't know how it works, but that's kind of a good idea too. Like, get my views up, and people are gonna be like, "Whoa, that podcast, it's popping off." All right. Anyway, let's get to my next note. Oh, that's a joke, but I'm not gonna say that one because it made me feel weird. Next one. How do I become Oprah? See, again, Oprah, first badass of a lot of things. Oprah did a lot of shit, and I just want to know how. Like, she's probably worked so hard in her life for everything she got, but I, like, really just want to be, like, discovered one day and have people be like, whoa, we know you haven't done anything and you have no sort of, like, resume, but you seem like you could be pretty dope. You seem like you could be cool, and one day, like, you could be the next Oprah, so we're gonna give you a chance. Like, that's kind of what I'm banking on. It's a long shot, some would say, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really have much else going for me. So yeah, how do I become Oprah? I don't know, but I've been thinking about it. So that's like my start, is I start in my notes, I think about it, I write it down, and then I come back and I look at it like a month later, and I'm like, oh yeah, that wasn't maybe such a great idea. A lot of these notes too, they're just things that I thought were funny, or like a movie that I'm supposed to watch, like Southpaw. I don't know, my cousin wants me to watch that because she said it was really sad, and we're talking about like the saddest movies we've ever seen, and I said Dear Zachary. If you've never seen that movie, it's like a documentary / like movie. Nothing compares. Literally nothing compares. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, go watch it if you want to cry for like a really long time. Like, I've seen it like 5 times, and every single time I sob. Okay. No, I don't think I can say that. Oh, $2,000 if I graduate early. My dad said he'll give me $2,000 if I graduate early. Wrote that one down because I figured you have to in that kind of situation. That's one of those things where I work so hard to graduate early, and then he's going to be like, I never said that. So that's in there. Oh, this is good. This is good. Mini ice cream cone toppings. So, if you don't know what I mean by that, imagine the bottom of an ice cream cone and just chop it off. That's like the best part. You get a good, like, oh, I love eating the cone. You get a nice little crunch. This might already exist because I don't know how it wouldn't, but you make those little the tip of the ice cream cone into toppings that you can put on top of like ice cream. So like, or froyo. Because who doesn't love a cone? But sometimes, maybe you don't want the whole cone, or maybe you just want the really good part at the bottom. So yeah, that's a good idea. So if any ice cream companies are listening out there, that's fucked up because they're probably going to steal that idea from me. Is this like, can I sue if somebody steals one of these ideas? Because I feel like they're good and people are going to want to steal them. Anyway, on to the next one. This has been a mystery to me for weeks. One night I wrote in my notes, reading and NJ. Don't know what that means, but it means something. And I know if I wrote it in my notes, like, it was pretty serious because I write things in here that I'm like, I have to remember this. Right under that, horse stomps alligator. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen that video, but pretty much, my dad told me about it. He was like, have you seen the video of the horse stomping the alligator? And I was like, what? Like, first of all, my first thought is, why was a horse in a swamp? And why was it fighting an alligator? And how did it win? So I had three first thoughts, but I was picturing a horse is by some sort of water, or like in the water pretty much, and it comes running out, and an alligator is chasing it, and then it goes back and it stomps on it. Like, that was my image in my mind. And then when I looked it up, first of all you have to Google is horse stomps alligator, and it comes right up. It's the first thing. It's like on some sort of grass/dirt path, which I don't, like, maybe it was at like a golf course. I don't know. I don't golf. But it was like I don't know where this alligator came from. And the other thing is, I don't know the difference between a crocodile and an alligator. So, like, one of them has to be in water at all times or something like that. I don't really know. So, I guess it's an alligator. So, they were just, like, chilling. It was, like, one of those things where there was, like, the two wheel paths, I don't know, for tires, and they were dirt, and then there was, like, some long grass in between it. And then there was grass on both sides, but I'm assuming there was, like, some sort of, like, river or lake. I don't know where alligators live, but had to be that out of frame. But it was just, like, chilling there, and all of a sudden this horse is just there, too. And it just starts, like, neighing at it, like, neigh, whatever. I don't know. I can't really do that noise, but... And then it just walks right over to it. Well, it kind of, like, galloped over, and it just started stomping on it. It, like, stomped it really quick. It was, like, a 3-second thing, and you're like, oh, shit. And there's, like, people. The thing is, there's people within, like, 8 feet. They're just standing there watching a horse and an alligator fight. Are you kidding me? I mean, I would really want to get it on video, but also it's, like, two of the scariest animals, debatably. Like, oh, imagine a horse is coming after you. An angry horse, I don't want to be around that. They're fast. They can kick you and trample you, and you're watching it fight an alligator that is also really fast and loves to bite people and has, like, the world's strongest jaws. Okay, yeah, let me just stand within, like, 8 feet and watch this battle go down. Are you kidding me? I would be, like, in a car maybe. But, you know, I guess, like, maybe it was National Geographic. No, I'm just kidding. There were so many people. There was, like, at least 8-10 people just in the shot. There's probably more behind. Everyone was like, whoa, look at that horse. Like, so first it goes and it stomps on it, and it's like a 3-second thing, and you're like, oh shit. And the alligator's just like, what the fuck? Like, the alligator was seriously just like, whoa. Like, okay, I guess I just got attacked. Like, I don't know, maybe it was injured already because it didn't do shit back. And then, like, a couple more seconds go by, and it stomps on it again, and I think it killed it. Because it just, like, stomped it right on the head. Like, right on its skull. It stomped the shit out of it. And then it just, like, I don't know, the video ended, I guess, and the horse left, and the alligator was just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, how do a horse and an alligator get into that kind of fight? Like, what could have possibly went down between those two to make them battle? And why is the alligator such a pussy? Yeah. Anyway, that video, I mean, every time I go in my notes and I see horse stomps alligator, I think, wow. Because nature is crazy. Like, have you ever seen, like, Planet Earth, I think it's called? That's, like, another one of those shows, like, nature shows, and they're just, like, there's no people in sight in these, and they're, like, deep in, like, the woods or the Antarctic or, like, I don't know, they go everywhere. And they just, like, film animals and, like, talk about their, like, predator-prey relationship, and, like, they show, like, oh, this animal, like, trying to kill, like, this, and then it shows, like, oh, the prey getting away, or it doesn't, and it's just, like, some crazy shit happens out there. Like, I was always like, people are so bad and evil, and without them, like, everything would be so much better probably for the world. And animals, like, they're not like people. Like, they're not evil like that, but then you watch this show and you're like, what the fuck is happening in nature? I would rather be a person any day of the week than have to go out there and live my life in constant fear that I'm going to be attacked. Like, it's scary. You never, like, nope, I'm never going in the woods again. I don't know what kind of bears are out there. Like, oh God, no. No. Okay, let's see what else I can find in here that's interesting. A lot of this stuff is just, like, me making lists. Like this one. Bowling, paintball, mini golf, laser tag, batting cages. That's just some activities that I want to do because I'm like, I haven't done any of those in a long time. Could be fun. Like the batting cages, imagine getting out there and just ripping some balls. Well, that came off wrong. But imagine just, I don't know how to say it in a normal way. Like laser tag, like, maybe I'm too old for it, but are you ever too old for anything? I don't know. Probably, but I don't think so. Oh, okay. Maybe this is a good thread. TV show ideas. I also have a dream. Sorry, I'm itching my arm. I don't know if you can hear that because I don't have a microphone or anything or even headphones. I'm just kind of freeballing this, so I wish I had some water though. I'm thirsty as fuck. I'm gonna maybe like cut out all the cursing. I'm thirsty. Ow, I'm in pain. Alright, let me go into this before I go into the other thing. I am in pain because my goal of the summer is to learn how to do a cartwheel. I'm 19 years old and I've never done a cartwheel in my life. And I feel like that's unacceptable. Like, I tell people that and they're like, what? Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you stupid? And I'm like, no, I'm not stupid, but I don't know how to do a cartwheel. And now it's past the point of where it's like easy to do it. Like, because I'm kind of tall. I'm like 5'9". Maybe not. I don't really know how tall I am, but I'm around that height. And it's just like a lot of body parts. Like, my legs are flying through the air and they're like really pretty long. And it's like, imagine me. I have to go down so far to get my arms to touch the ground. And then I have to kick my legs around in the air. And it's like, that's a lot of force. And it's just like, it's hard. It's really, and it's so scary. And like, I was trying to do it on the beach last night, like for probably 30 minutes. And I see all these little kids out there watching me flying kites. And I was like, they probably are like, what is this girl doing? Like, she's not like even coming close to doing the correct form. Like, I don't know if there's a correct form because I didn't really do a lot of research on this. But I feel like there's probably a certain way you're supposed to do one. But like, little kids do it all the time. And there's no way that they know a form or whatever it is. But the other thing, kids are way smarter these days, I think. So, who knows? And the other, like, it's not just that I'm trying to learn how to do a cartwheel. I am also trying to do a handstand and a split. Like, I'm really trying to up my gymnastics game this summer. And, you know, I used to be able to do a handstand, and then I had an accident one day. I was in my gym in middle school, I think. It was 8th grade. And I was doing a handstand, showing off, and I fell. And I landed on my shoulder and my head. And I really hurt myself. Like, my shoulder was fucked up for, like, my shoulder was messed up for, like, a while. Not, like, a while. Like, it hurt for, like, 2 weeks. But at that time, I was like, Jesus Christ, is this what it's like to be an old person? Like, I am not recovering. Like, my shoulder hurts. And I landed on, like, my head and, like, my neck hurt. And I was like, I think I, like, gave myself a concussion because I went hard on the hardwood floor. Like, this chair is squeaky as fuck. yeah, but it really was painful. So ever since then, like, I think about it a lot, how I used to be able to do a handstand and just, like, do it. And now I can't, but it's like, that fall, I'll never forget. Oh, that fall, ow. But you know what? I'm overcoming my fear, and I'm going back and learning how to do a handstand. And it's really hard because I used to do it, like, against a wall, or like I would do it, like, I would lean against my couch and then I would flip over my couch, so like I would, like, it wouldn't hurt. But now I don't really have that option because, like, my couch is against the wall, and the walls, like, there's not really room for that. There's, like, furniture and stuff, and, like, I know somehow my foot's gonna go through the wall and then I'll be fucked. My parents will kill me. I sound like such an idiot. I sound so stupid, I can't even. My parents are gonna kill me. I did a handstand and put my foot through the wall. How old am I? Like, I am almost 20 years old. Maybe I should move out. Then I'd be able to do all the handstands I want. But, you know, I gotta have a job first, and that's not going well. But back to that, the other thing I'm trying to learn is, what was it? Oh, a split. Because, I don't know, I think it would just be cool if I could just do a split. Because, like, usually it's like a guy. I'll touch on that later. But usually it's like a guy, and he does a split, and everyone's, oh my god, holy shit, he can do a split. Like, everyone, like, makes a circle around him, and they're playing music, and everyone's hyped up, and it's like they do a split, and everyone's like, that was dope. Like, that's what I want to be. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like that, because when I tell people, they're like, oh, why do you want to know how to do a split? And they make it into, like, a sexual thing, and I'm like, it's not like that. It's more like, oh, I hear people. What are they doing? Get away from me. I'm scared that they're gonna come in here. Okay. I hear them talking. Anyway. They make it into a sexual thing, and it's not. It's like, oh no. I'm so scared. Okay, I don't think you guys can hear it, but it's really scaring me. Get out. Okay, anyway. It's not a sexual thing. It's a thing where I just want to be able to do it. And it's kind of sexual. But, no, I'm kidding. It's mostly that, well, am I kidding? No. But it's like, I just want to be able to do it. And be like, I can do a split, because then people are like, holy shit, really? And you're like, yep. Like, because right at this point in my life, my talents are at 0. I don't have any talents. I can't sing. I can't play any instruments. I'm not good at any sports. Can't do a cartwheel. Can't do a handstand anymore. Can't do a split. It's like, what can I do? What can I do? It's nothing is the answer. I can't do shit. I'm not very smart. I'm kind of smart, but I'm also, like, pretty stupid. So, like, my life is just hell. At this moment, my life is hell. And I think if I could learn to do a split and a cartwheel and a handstand, I think a lot of things could change for me. Like, I don't know. That might sound dumb, but it's like, then I'll finally have a skill. Like, when you go around, like, at this job that I, like, started, like, a month ago, they were like, okay, like, the new girl, like, me and this one guy were new, and my boss, who's a bitch, made us go around, well, just me and this kid, and say, like, a fun fact about ourselves. And I know everyone says this, but what am I told you I'm dumb. Everyone says this, but it's like, that's my biggest fear, because people are always like, oh, like, I hate saying a fact about myself. And it's like, yeah, maybe you don't like talking about yourself in front of people, whatever, but it's literally like, I don't have a fact. I have no fact. So I like the kid before me goes, oh, like I love to play basketball. And I was like, okay, like really? That's the fact you're gonna give? Like, great. And so my boss was like, oh, okay, blank loves to play basketball. Like, awesome, you're up now. Looks at me and I was like, I'm literally panicking, and I waited like 10 seconds and I was like, I hate basketball, because I was like, I don't know what to say. So I was like, maybe if I was like, haha, like I hate basketball. And everyone, like, no one got it. No one really understood the joke, but I was like, I'm just kidding. And then I was like, I don't really have anything to say. And they were like, what? Like, you don't have anything to say? And I was like, no, if I did, I would be saying it right now, but I literally have zero. And so they were like, what about any pets you have? And I was like, nope, no pets. They're like, okay, like, what about this? And they just kept naming things, and I kept being like, no. Like, do you play any instruments? No. Like, sports? No. And I was like, this is so awkward. And then they just moved on. They're like, okay, anyway, so like now we'll get on to talking about something else. And it was just so uncomfortable. And it was like, I don't know, I need some sort of skill. Like, I really do, because I have nothing going for me. That sounds like really depressing, but I don't. Wow. Way to change the mood. Alright, anyway, yeah, so that's why doing a split is so important to me, and that's why literally I think I threw my back out yesterday trying to do one. Not even a split, it was mostly the cartwheel that was really hard, because I just can't do it at all. So, yeah. And I'm doing it with my friend, too. She claims to not know how to do a cartwheel, but I was watching her yesterday. She almost nailed it. And I was like, really? You liar. You're a liar. And it's just embarrassing, because then it's just going to be me. Because every time I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do a cartwheel, she'd always be like, yeah, me neither. But it's like, I watched you, and like, you were pretty much doing it. So that's why, like, maybe if I could do a handstand or a split, I could be like, well, I could do that. And then I, like, picture myself going into, like, being a gymnastics star, and I'm like, oh, then I'm going to be able to do, like, a flip, like a standing flip. Like, that'll be awesome. But it's, like, the chances of that happening are, like, slim to none. And I'll probably end up breaking my neck. Like, actually breaking my neck. But yeah, enough about that, because it's like, does anybody really care about gymnastics? I mean, well, I'm not going to say no, but I watch in the Olympics because it's kind of cool, but most people I don't think give a shit. Okay, anyway, back to my, we were talking about this a while ago, but TV show ideas that I come up with. It's mostly like episode ideas, and I'm like, that would be funny. Because, like, I watch a lot of sitcoms, like, I don't know, like The Office, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and like How I Met Your Mother, Cheers. Like, I don't know. I like funny TV shows, because it's like, if I'm gonna watch TV, really, I don't want to be depressed. Like, let me just, like, then you start thinking about your life, and you're like, everything sucks. There's no good in this world. And then you start getting even more depressed, and it's like, yeah, I don't need that. So, these are all funny ideas. So the first one is, this one, honestly, could be a good idea. And if, for some reason, this gets on a TV show one day, I'm gonna be pissed, because I always plan on writing a TV show, but, like, I don't have any skills in that either. So I just come up with the ideas. I could be like the idea person. Someone should hire me for that, because I have a lot of those. But so it's this guy likes a girl who works at a tanning salon. So he goes back like every day, or like every couple days, and he gets really tan just because he wants to see her every day. And then like he just gets really tan is the point. Like, I don't know, this might be, like, making me sound really young, but have you ever seen the episode of SpongeBob where he wants to get into that tanning salon? Or what am I talking about? No, I fucked the whole thing up. Cut that part out. the one when he, like, wants to go to, like, I don't know, some sort of, like, party, like a lifeguard party, or, like, something with Larry the Lobster, or I don't even know, and there's gonna be some famous surfer there, or I don't even really remember, I haven't seen it in so long, but, like, they need to be tan, and they don't get in, him and Patrick don't get in, because they're not tan, and then they go, and they, like, bake under, like, a tanning thing, and they get really tan, like, it's kind of like that, but with real people, and, yeah. So, my second idea is, so the way I got this idea was that this new candy store opened in my town, and I really love candy. Like, I have a obsession with candy. Like, oh, I love it. So, the guy who owned it was, like, talking to us, because it just opened up, and he was like, okay, like, you guys, like, can try, like, because they had, like, 75 flavors of taffy, and, like, I was, like, so hype about it. I was like, that's so much taffy, like, this is crazy. And they had, like, crazy flavors. Like, they had, like, hot chocolate, like, peanut butter and jelly, chicken and waffles. Like, they had all these crazy flavors, and I was like, I wanted to try them all, but, like, I didn't want to buy them, because, like, it's, like, you know, a hometown candy store, it's kind of, like, expensive. Like, I ended up spending $15 there. I was with my friend, she spent $5, I spent $15, which is, like, embarrassing. But, so it was like $8 for a pound of taffy, and I was like, if I want to try every single one of these 75 flavors, like, that's gonna be, like, I don't know, 20 pounds, just kidding. It's gonna be, like, a couple pounds. And, I mean, I really have no idea. Taffy's kind of light, so maybe it wouldn't be that much, but I just didn't want to spend the money is the point. And so he comes over and he's like, listen, you guys can all, like, there's some other people in there, so he's talking to all of us. He was like, you guys are more than welcome to, like, try, like, each try one piece of the taffy, like, sample one piece of it, and then, like, you know, like, tell me how it is, because I get it from, like, this, I don't know where he gets it from, but he got it from somewhere, and he's like, I want to know, like, if it's good, or, like, if he's, like, tried it, but he's like, I want to know what other people think, and I was like, he's telling us, like, oh, this is my wife's favorite, blah, 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 so, excuse me, I ended up trying, like, I don't remember what I tried, because this was a while ago, but I tried one of them, and they had a little bucket. It wasn't, like, a gross bucket. Whenever you say bucket, it sounds kind of gross. But, like, a pail. Like, one of the, like, aluminum or, I don't know, metal. And you, like, people put their trash in there. Because, obviously, he lets everybody sample it. So, like, you see all these wrappers in there. And I was like, just imagine, like, if you just kept eating them. Like, would he know? And so, like, I was like, it'd be so funny if there's an episode of a TV show where, like, you're just walking, or, like, someone's walking around, like, the main character in, like, some sort of candy store, because this was, like, a big candy store, and, like, you're just sampling all the stuff and throwing your trash in the pails, and the owner keeps coming up to you and being like, or, like, a worker being like, are you eating the candy? And you're just like, no. Like, no. And they're like, well, what are you chewing? Oh, nothing. Like, a piece of gum. And, like, then they leave and then come back. Are you sure you're not eating the candy? Because, like, the more wrappers are piling up in there. Like, are you sure? Like, I think you're eating the candy. And you're just like, no, I'm not eating the candy. Like, you just keep eating the candy and keep denying that you're eating it. Like, well, kind of sounds dumb now, but, you know, someone who's, like, a comedic genius out there, like, a good comedy writer, they could make that into a funny idea. Like, that could definitely go somewhere. So, you know, if you're thinking about taking that idea, I am willing to sell it. I need to, like, look up if I have any rights to these ideas I'm saying, or if it's just free ball and everyone can steal my ideas. Yeah, so, yeah, now I'm just looking at these notes. There's so many, and it's just like, these are embarrassing. I don't know why I even write these. But you know what? I think, honestly, that means nothing to me. I got a Snapchat, not to be checking my phone and be a typical millennial, but I got a Snapchat from somebody, and I wanted to see who it was, and it was nobody exciting. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this baby up right now. The name of this, it's still kind of up for grabs. I'm thinking about, oh shit. Okay, good. I'm thinking about, are you listening? Because that's like something I say all the time. I'm talking, I'm like, hey, are you listening? And people are like, yes, I'm listening. I'm like, well, you're looking at your phone, so how am I supposed to know if you're listening? Because half the time, then when you get to the end of a story and someone's just like, haha, yeah, and you're like, well, that's not the right response. Like, I know that you didn't hear what I just said. And like my one friend does it all the time. She's always like, I'll be like, oh, have you ever heard of this? And she'll be like, yeah. And then I start explaining it because I'm like, I know you haven't. Like, I know you just said yeah because you just didn't want to listen to me explain it. So, and I'm always like, then I explain it, and then she's always like, oh, now I know what you're talking about. And then I'm like, why? Well, why did you say that you knew before? Like, just say no, and I can explain it, but maybe the sound of my voice irritates her. Who knows? Hopefully that's not the same case for all of you, because this is 36 minutes long, and you're gonna be screwed then. Your ears will be bleeding. But yeah, so I'm thinking about, are you listening? That seems like it could probably already be taken, but I want that name. So if that name's taken, I don't know what I'll do. Also, I never said my name, but I'm not gonna. Okay, bye. Is that the way to end this? Okay, bye. Love ya.